Societal diversity is far greater than organisational diversity. Today, myself, Rob Callaghan, Colin Remo and Conor O'Neill are going to take you through this topic. So managing both societal and organisational diversity is about creating an environment of mutual respect. But first, I'm going to take you through the Irish Employment Equality Act 1998 to 2015, which outlaws discrimination in a wide range of employment and employment-related areas. These include recruitment and promotion, equal pay, training or experience, working conditions, dismissal and harassment, which includes sexual harassment. I got this information from Citizens Information Ireland 2016. The legislation defines discrimination as treating one person in a less than favourable way than another. So what is organisational diversity? Organisational diversity refers to equality of opportunity and employment without any bias because of 9 grounds, which I'm going to talk you through in the next slide. Many organisations proclaim that they are committed to diversity, while in reality some work cultures in those organisations are gender insensitive. So the 9 grounds include age, gender, race, marital status, sex, disability, members of the tribal community and religion. So there are many barriers to organisational diversity, even after strenuous efforts by activists and experts, and these relate to societal mindsets and personal psychological discomfort with having people drawn from diverse backgrounds working together. So managing and improving organisational diversity, how do we do it? The key drivers behind diverse management is the international context is having a major impact in the Irish culture. So senior leaderships should seek an ambiguous decision that discrimination and harassment is not accepted in the workforce. The workplace must be gender sensitive, which means that the manager and employees must not comment on matters that are sensitive to women. So encourage employees to interact among themselves, discuss work, share experiences and also gain from each other's experience. A comprehensive diversity management strategy should make employees feel more included and valued by the organisation. Why do you think an individual belongs into an organisation? How did he get there? How did he or she get there? How is he qualified to do the justice? Because the company feels that he or she can contribute to his or her level best towards achieving an organisation goals. Discriminating against someone on the basis of his or her religion, caste, background, or community at a workplace is absolutely unethical. So it quickly becomes apparent that diversity makes for a much more initiative and ultimately financially stronger entity. Hence, it is imperative that an organisation not only preach diversity but also practice it. Management plays an essential role in managing organisational diversity. Louise Hannon was the first transgender lady to be awarded $35,000 by the Equality Authority in April 2011. She worked with First Direct Logistics in 2007, and when she first told them that she wanted to be known as Louise and switched from male to female, she said that this was the reason that she was let go. So she said she felt personally hurt by the way she was treated when starting to work in contact with her other mates as Louise. Thank you for listening to me today. I'm going to hand you over to Robert Callan, who is going to talk to you about societal diversity.
Okay, so thanks Tommy. So my name is Robert and today I'll be talking about social diversity. So what is social diversity? So social diversity is all of the ways that people within a single culture are set apart from each other. Elements of social diversity include race, religion, tastes and preferences, language, etc. So the benefits of social and organisational diversity. So diversity brings together individuals of varied experiences, educational qualifications, age groups and backgrounds at a common place. Diversity ensures equal opportunities for all, and diversity goes a long way in exposing individuals to varied cultures and traditions. So improvements in social diversity, starting off with same-sex marriage. So on Friday, May 22nd, 2015, Ireland voted in 2 referendums. One of these was to extend civil marriage rights for same-sex couples, and the results were 62% were in favour of same-sex marriage, while 38% were against the idea, and the turnout was 60%. So Ireland became the first state in the world to legalise same-sex marriage. So improvements in social diversity with politics. So recently, President Obama was the first black president, and there's a possibility for the first female president for the Democrats, which is Hillary Clinton. And her views on immigration are that she believes that there needs to be a comprehensive immigration reform and full of equal citizenship. She believes that there shouldn't be any borders, which is opposed to Donald Trump's idea. So on Thursday, 27th, Mrs. Clinton is leading the vote by 14 points to Donald Trump, and it's going to be another 11 days to the election. So improvements in social diversity in sport. So the No to Racism campaign. So since 2001, UEFA have been teaming up with FAR Network, and since then 2 of them have been setting up campaigns and spreading awareness that racism is unacceptable in sport. So during half-time in Champions League games or Europa League games, there will be an advertisement on, and the world's biggest soccer names would speak in their own native tongue and say no to racism. So yeah. Improvements in social diversity in relation to the Paralympics. So the Minister of State for Sport, Michael Ring, announced that 27 million was invested in sports grants in 2016. The Paralympics, Ireland received 1,280,000 and increased funding in the Rio Games, and this and last year it was 1,178,000, which went up massively. And the 48 strong squad were hugely successful in the games, and as a result they brought home 11 gold medals, which made the nation proud. So I'll hand you over now to Conor Remo to discuss the weaknesses of social diversity globally.
Thank you, Rob, and I'm Colin. I'll be taking you through the weaknesses in societal diversity. So starting off with Donald Trump, he's the presidential candidate for the Republicans. So earlier this year, there was a US Army officer who happened to be Muslim, and he died serving in Iraq, and Donald Trump had go off him for being Muslim. And then the officer that died, his parents went to the Democratic National Convention, and they spoke out against Trump, saying that the father, he took out his US Constitution and offered to lend it to Trump, and his wife was standing next to him and she was wearing a headscarf, but she didn't say anything. And then Trump then retaliated, and he said If you look at his wife, she was standing there, she had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me. That was earlier this year, and he said that to ABC News, who was a big news broadcaster in America, and so millions of people saw that, and it hampered his chances of becoming president. But we'll see later on next month. So, when Trump then said that he was going to build a wall between Mexico and the United States, a federal judge, Gonzalo Thurial, he was totally against it. He didn't want that. And just because of his name, Trump assumed that he was Mexican and said he's a Mexican, and he still wants to build the wall. But the federal judge was actually born in Indiana, which is in America. So that's Trump just making assumptions. Trump just making assumptions again. And then Trump then there was a Hispanic in Boston, and he was shouting about Trump negatively, and two men then in Boston, they beat up this guy, and Trump he justified their actions, calling them passionate supporters of his campaign. And then there was at one of Trump's rallies then an African American was campaigning against Trump at Trump's own rally, and then people actually beat this guy up, and even though Trump was in attendance, he didn't do anything and said that he said maybe the protester should have been roughed up. So, and then in relation to Trump's, then he's a very sexist character as well. So back in 1996, he was actually he ran the Miss Universe competition, and he was known to grope the contestants and things like that. And he was caught saying, when you're a star, they'll let you do it. And then in 1996 as well, the winner then, Alicia Machado, she claimed that Trump referred to her as Miss Piggy, because after she won, she was slim, and then she gained a few pounds then after she won, when she was going around the world with Trump then. And then he also referred to her as Miss Housekeeping, which is in relation to her ethnicity, because she was born in Colombia. So then Trump was known then that he mocked a disabled journalist going by the name of Serge F. Kovaleski. He suffers from arthrogryposis. He's a journalist for the New York Times, and when Trump, during one of his campaigns, like in front of millions of people on TV, he was flailing around his arms and put on a mocking voice, saying, I don't know what I said, I don't remember, because that journalist was known to have had to go off 9/11, and Trump was against that, but it doesn't give him the right to mock someone that has a disability. And then with millions of Americans voting next month for their president, it's very concerning that this man could have the most power and be the most powerful man in the world. And with that discriminative history, we don't know what can happen. Rule number 68, which is very pro-religious, is pro-Catholicism. It claims that religion is top, and everyone works through God's honor and service. But in recent years, Minister for Education, Jan O'Sullivan, she abolished the rule after 21 years there, and she said that it was a symbol of our past, not our future, and she's glad that it's gone. So I'm going to be handing over to Conor now, and he'll be talking to you about our survey.
Thanks, Colin, and I'll take you now through our survey that we did. So our survey, we did 30 surveys. We gave 15 out to organisations and 15 to the public. So the 15 that we gave to our organisations, we did to the 4 places where we worked. And so it was the Credit Union in Bandon, Castle Hotel and Leisure Centre in Macroom, Super Value in Middleton, and Abbey Court Leisure Centre in Neenah. So the organisational results I will do in red, and the societal results I will do in green. So does the leadership at this company encourage diversity? So as you can see here, everyone either agreed or strongly agreed or were neutral, which was they weren't biased. Next slide. Does society as a whole encourage diversity? So we had two outliers here on this, so they disagreed, but everyone else again either agreed or strongly agreed or were neutral. Your company respects individuals and values their differences. So again we had one outlier who disagreed with this phrase, and the rest either agreed or were neutral again. The public respects individuals and values their differences. So again, everyone agreed or strongly agreed, with only one outlier and the rest being neutral. And so I have personally witnessed discrimination in my company. So this was a staggering 13 people out of the 15 in the organisations said that they have, and only 2 saying that they didn't. I have personally witnessed discrimination in public. So all people here, all 15 said that they have, which is a bad sign. So that's about it. I've been a victim of discrimination, bullying at this company. So 10 out of 15 said they have, which is an alarming rate as well, and 5 of them said that they haven't. I've been a victim of discrimination, bullying in public. So of 14 people said that they have, and only 1 person said that they haven't, which is a very lucky person, because I know that I have. Getting to know people with racial and ethnic backgrounds different to my own has been easy within this company. So everyone either said strongly agree or agree, and only 1 person being neutral. You can see this in corporate wellness plans and stuff like that, that you would see it, and social nights out that work would put together, so that you bond with your co-workers and stuff like that. Next slide please. Getting to know people with racial and ethnic backgrounds is different from my own is easy in public. A lot of people disagreed here, with a few being neutral, 8 and 6 saying that they disagreed. That's a lot harder in public, because you don't really generate away from their own friends. Next slide please. Racial, ethnic and gender-based jokes are not tolerated at your company. All 15 said that they're not, but you know what still goes on like. Next slide please. Racial, ethnic and gender-based jokes are not tolerated in public. Everyone again agreed, or strongly agreed, but you still know what happens. Other than social media, what do you think would be the most effective way to make people aware of diversity in society? The top being here with 8 people saying TV, 6 saying radio, and 1 person saying newspaper. So when the society was asked, other than social media, what do you think would be the most effective way to market diversity again? 10 people said TV and 5 saying radio. So there's a large amount there saying TV, which is evident in ads like Lea Healthcare, where they have gay couples on screen, and you can even see it in Robbie ads these days with people coming up gay and stuff like that. So this is just a breakdown of our survey. So there was 57 said they were male and 43% were female. And for societal one there was 47 male and 53 female. So the age categories, so for the organisation one it was a lot higher than the social one. So it was 21 to 25 were 4 people said it, 28 to 30 age group was 7 people, and 30 plus there was 4 people. Societal one then, it was a lot younger because we did the surveys to students. So 18 to 20 there was 6 people, 21 to 25 was 8 people, and 26 to 30 was 1 person. So I will now pass it back to Tommy, who will do a conclusion and sum it up for him. Thanks.
So to conclude, from our research, study and survey analysis, we neither agree or disagree that societal diversity is greater than organisational diversity, as we believe that there is both strong benefits from both diversities we believe that there's a lot of work being done to improve both diversities in both sectors, but we also believe that there are still pitfalls in societal diversity and organisational diversity, as we have spoken through our presentation today. Thank you very much.